Hello everyone, Gym Leader JJ here, and I have finally gotten my hands on a Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I know I'm a little late to the party, but I thought I'd join the other Pokemon content creators who have already shiny hunted in Scarlet and Violet on the Nintendo Switch 2. Of course, before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button as we are so close to 1K, and with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started.
Alright, I don't have any, specific targets in mind. We're just gonna, go around the map to outbreaks and see what looks cool. Ooh, Citadel. I can go for Citadel. Now, I will admit, I have played a little bit of, just some Scarlet and Violet in my free time after getting the Switch 2, and I am just in awe with how amazing the game looks. Alright, we've made it to the peak of the mountain. Let's go ahead and make our sandwich. Here, let's go with some spicy Herba Mystica. Let's see if we can get a big Citadel. And I won't lie, it has been a while since I've just last played Scarlet and Violet. I haven't made a sandwich in probably months, since ZA has come out. Yeah, perfect sandwich. So unfortunately didn't get any Humungo power, but that's alright. We're still gonna look around and get ourselves some shinies. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Maneuvering this mountain just to get more spawns is a little tedious. But fortunately though, they are spawning really, really well. There are Citadels everywhere. There's our first notification. There's our second notification. And there's our third and final notification. All that's left to do now is reset our encounters.
Yo! That's not our target, but that's a shiny Sneasel! No, get back here! Get over here! I see you there! Shiny Sneasel, let's go! Alright, we're not gonna chuck a Master Ball at it. Quick Ball. Hiya! And that looks like a critical capture!
I'm gonna call her Rogue. Also realizing Rogue here has the worst possible nature with minus speed plus special attack. Alright, we have half of our sandwich left, so let's keep looking for some more shinies. Man, it's snowing heavily and my frames aren't even chugging. This is awesome. Another one. There we go. This one's Ninja. Okay, that's time on the sandwich. Unfortunately, we didn't find any shiny Citadel, but we did get 2 shiny Sneasel. Let's check and see if any of them are marked. Alright, Rogue is not marked, and neither is Ninja. But we can go ahead and evolve one of them. Alright, there we go. I leveled it up while it was holding the Razor Claw. Rogue is evolving! Into Weavile! I do really like Weavile's shiny. The bright pink and yellow work really, really well together, and I love Weavile as a Pokemon. It's so cool. Won't lie, I kind of want to go over here for a shiny Crabrawler. You know what? Sure, why not? It's winter. Ice types make sense. Except Crabrawler himself, of course, isn't an ice type. Its evolution Crabominable is. Alright, there we go. Sandwich number 2. Alright, we're doing encounter power this time. Hopefully to get some more Crabrawler spawns. Of course, talk to you guys again once I get those updates. Oh, yo! I see it over there! Shiny Crabrawler! Let's go! Alright, yeet the quick ball. Hiya! Critical capture, let's go! I didn't even have any of my notifications yet. Alright, this one's Boxer. Yeah, we just started our sandwich. Let's keep going and get our notifications. There's our first notification. Yo, there's another one! Let's go! Second shiny Crabrawler! Quick Ball! And another critical capture. I'm calling him Right Hook. Okay, these Crabrawlers are like they're hyper aggressive, man. I have to like duck and weave whenever I'm using the Let's Go feature. There's our second notification, and there's our third and final notification. Alright, we already got 2 shiny Crabrawler, but we're gonna keep looking around and see if we can get some more. Is that a shiny Flamigo back there? I think that's a shiny Flamigo! Let's go! We got another one! This one's not even our target. Let's go! Critical capture! This one's called Bored. That's time in that sandwich. We got 3 shinies to take a look at. Let's go ahead and see if either of our Crabrawler or that Flamigo have any marks. Alright, unfortunately, Boxer is not marked, Right Hook is not marked, and neither is Bored. But, let's go ahead and evolve Right Hook. Honestly, I like that name more. And of course, to evolve Crabrawler, we use an Ice Stone. Alright, Right Hook. Into Crabominable! Honestly, shiny Crabrawler's not bad. The lighter red mixed with the purple looks kind of nice. And as like a Pokemon, I'm pretty neutral towards Crabrawler and Crabominable. Okay, I think I need a change of scenery. Let's go to Kitakami, and honestly, I don't have a shiny Coughing or a shiny Wheezing yet. Alright, we found our mass outbreak of Coughing. Alright, let's go ahead and make our sandwich. Let's see, I'm pretty sure for poison, our ingredient is noodles. You know what? Let's use Spicy Herba Mystica. Let's try to get a big Coughing. Alright. Hi. Yeah. Good sandwich. Alright. We got poison, right? Yeah, and Humongo? Hey! Alright, let's run around. Let's disperse this outbreak. There's our first notification. You know, not gonna lie, perhaps I should have gone with, Encounter Power Poison. These Coughings aren't spawning nearly as much as literally everything else. There's our second notification. And there's our third and final notification. Alright, now we just reset our encounters. Alright, that's time in that sandwich. We didn't find any shinies at all. You know what that means. Second sandwich, yay! Alright, we have our second sandwich. This time we're gonna go with Encounter Power, just to make the Coughing spawn more often.
2 hours later.
Yo! I found it! That took so long! Shiny Coughing, let's go! Oh, I am on sandwich number 4 right now. This thing took a while. Quick Ball! Critical capture, let's go! I'm calling him Bomb. And it looks like we found Bomb here right at the buzzer. That took so long. That took 4 whole sandwiches to find. But let's check and see if Bomb has a mark. Unfortunately, Bomb does not have a mark. Let's go ahead and evolve him. Alright, with just 1 level, Bomb is evolving into Wheezing.
Which I apparently didn't already have in my Pokedex. You know what? Sure, we learned double hit, and I learned whilst leveling up Coughing, Bomb had 2 self-KO moves, an Explosion and Memento. So if that Quick Ball failed, there was a decent chance it just, like, destroyed itself. And I probably would have cried. And honestly, I love shiny Wheezing. The teal blue looks really, really nice, and I love, like, the purple smoke. It goes really, really well with the teal.
And as for, like, Wheezing itself, I'm not, like... I don't like it, I don't dislike it, I'm really just, like, neutral towards it. I loved James's Wheezing in the anime. Ooh, Toadschool and Toadschool have amazing shinies. I think we just found our next shiny hun. Alright, you know the drill, let's make our sandwich. You know what, we'll use Encounter Power again, why not? Lettuce, lettuce, lettuce. Boom, no need for top bun. Okay, unfortunately that didn't give us Encounter Power. Should still be fine. Let's go ahead and run through this outbreak.
I also hope this doesn't take me as long as Coughing did. Coughing definitely took me a couple of hours to get. There's our first notification, there's our second notification, and there's our third and final notification. Alright, now let's put up and put down our picnics until we get some shinies. Yo, what? That's not even a grass type. Let's go, shiny Stantler. All right, a shiny is a shiny. I'll take it. Quick ball. Critical capture. Come on. Oh, that wasn't critical. Dope. There we go. Critical capture. I'm calling him Elder. All right, we still have half of our sandwich left. So let's keep looking and see if we can get our shiny Toadstool. Yo, let's go! Shiny Toadstool! We got one! Alright. Quick ball. Critical capture. Calling him Queen. Alright, that's time in the shiny hunt. Let's check and see if either of our shinies have a mark. Queen is not marked, and neither is Elder. Alright, let's go ahead and evolve Queen. Alright, and with one more level, we got Toadstool! Alright, I've said it before and I will say it again. Toadstool has one of the best shinies in Generation 9, hands down. Alright, I want another change of scenery. Scyther, ooh, Lumineon. I do love Lumineon. And it wouldn't be a Gym Leader JJ shiny hunting video if I didn't catch at least one shiny water type. Alrighty, it's sandwich time. This time, our ingredient of choice is, of course, some cucumber. Hiya. And boom, we'll do the top red on that one. Alright, we have our meal powers. I decided to go with encounter power for this one. Let's go ahead and go through the outbreak. There's our first notification. There's our second notification. And there's our third and final notification. Alright, you guys know what we do from here? Let's reset our encounters. Yo! Shiny Lumineon, let's go! That didn't take me too long. Alright, I feel like throwing a dive ball at this one. Critical capture! I'm calling him Lumen. Alright, we still have plenty of time left in our sandwich, so let's keep looking and see if we can get some more shinies. Alright, that's time in the shiny hunt. Unfortunately, we did not find a second shiny Lumineon, but let's check and see if Lumen has a mark. Unfortunately, Lumen is not marked. And there is also no evolution time. Admittedly, Lumineon's shiny is just okay, but as a Pokemon, I am a huge Lumineon fan, and I have always been a huge Lumineon fan ever since I first saw it playing Diamond and Pearl way back in the old days. Okay, we are gonna do one more hunt. Let's look around the map for a good one. You know, I wouldn't be able to evolve it at this moment, but Scyther wouldn't be too bad. Alright, we've made it to the last hunt of the video, so let's go ahead and make one last sandwich. Our ingredient is, of course, our cherry tomatoes, and you know what? Let's try to go for Teensy Power. Let's see if we can get the mini-marked shiny Scyther. Blam. Boom. And pow. Top red for good luck. Alright, we have our meal powers and our Teensy Power. So let's go on, clear out the outbreak, and see if we can get a teeny marked shiny Scyther. There's our first notification. There's our second notification. And there's our third and final notification. Alrighty, let's put up and put down our picnics until we get some shinies. Yo! Shiny Scyther, let's go! Alright, let's throw our quick ball right here. Hiya! Critical capture! I'm calling her Mantis. Alright, we still have a little bit of time left, so let's keep running around and see if we can get another shiny Scyther. Alright, that is time in the shiny hunt. let's check and see if Mantis has a mark. Mantis has a mark! Mantis the Sociable. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, we won't be evolving Mantis because at this moment I don't have anyone who could help me with the trade. But just because we can't evolve it doesn't mean we're done yet. Let's see if we got the teensy marked Scyther. Alright, Mantis. Mantis is a pint-sized powerhouse. I'm pretty sure that's the second smallest size. And I do believe all that's left to do is the outro, so take it away, me. I had an absolute blast not only returning to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but doing so on the Nintendo Switch too. The game is absolutely beautiful on the upgrade, and I will of course probably be playing more Scarlet and Violet in my free time. And when this video goes up, it will be the first day of the new year, so Happy New Year's! And of course, if you enjoyed, you know what to do. Make sure you like and subscribe, and if you do subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!